Hi, I'm Stephanie Laska, and I have lost 140 pounds, and I've kept off the weight now for 7 years. I am the author and the creator of, you guessed it, Dirty Lazy Keto. Hey, today I want to share with you 50, that's right, 50 low carb or 0 grams of net carb foods that you can have. I just walked around my kitchen, like pulling things out of the refrigerator and the cabinet, and I read the labels, and if it had 0 or 1 gram of net carb per serving, I put it on a platter and I'm bringing it up to my office and I'm going to show them to you. So you ready to get started? We got 50 foods that are all 0 or 1 gram of net carb per serving. And this is not a complete list. These are just the goodies that I found in my kitchen, in my refrigerator, just before getting ready to record this episode. So here we go. This one is kind of obvious, right? Woo! Are you surprised by this large quantity of lettuce? I love it. Lettuce goes with everything, right? And of course it is 0 grams of net carb per serving. So that's an easy one. Now some of these may surprise you, like such as citrus. Lemon or lime juice is 1 gram of net carbs per serving, which is about a teaspoon. So you do have to go easy on it. But it's a great way to add flavor to your water. Now, just as a reminder, I'm sure most of you know this, but all cooking oil is, what is it? 0 grams of net carb per serving. So that's why I always say use your fats to make healthy food taste better, right? There's no sense in like drinking this stuff. You just want to use it to saute your vegetables. That way they taste good, and then you'll eat more. We also have zucchini. You can make your zoodles, right? These are delicious. And they're so cheap, so there's no excuses. And you can use one of those cool julienne and make your zoodles hecka fast, and you can even freeze them. Some of you may know this or may not, but lunch meat from the store sometimes has sugar in it, so you have to be careful and read the label. Some brands do have 1 or 0 grams of net carb per serving. However, some of them add maple syrup and sugar and all sorts of garbage. So read your labels carefully. Most of your meats, just in general though, when you're cooking chicken, beef, pork, all of those are in general going to have 0 grams of net carb per serving. And that also goes for bacon. I wonder if anyone's counting, because I'm going to do 50. I'm not keeping track, but I counted ahead of time. Here's another one, MCT oil, very popular. I don't really use this myself. Carol knows why. It's a little bit too potent for me. It can have some disastrous consequences if you have too much. So be very careful and use this in moderation. Water, now that's just an obvious one. 0 grams of net carbs per serving. And if you are having a sugar-free variety, sometimes they have a little bit of carbs. So take a look at that nutrition label to make sure that they didn't put in some sugar alcohols that will surprise you. Pork rinds are always fun. I don't really recommend you eat them straight out of the bag because, why? You'll end up eating the whole bag, right? Anyway, that's what happens to me. So I try to use these as a topping when I'm cooking, like crunch them up and then sprinkle them over, like, for example, green beans. That way you eat a little bit less but get all the good flavor. Broth is a superstar ingredient in my opinion. I use it to make lots of different things, add flavor to vegetables, make soups. It also curbs a sweet tooth, which might surprise you. All of these have 0 or 1 gram of net carb per serving. All right, almond milk. You know what? There's so many different brands on the market. This brand in particular, it's unsweetened vanilla almond milk, has low calories, 30 per serving, but it's also just 1 gram of net carb per cup. That's a lot. But some of them can go upwards of 2, 3, even 6 or 10. So make sure to read the label. This is just the cheapo Walmart, whatever's on sale. Ketchup, of course, is a no-go, but what about mustard? Mustard is a safe condiment, so enjoy. Ooh, here's a favorite. Ooh, what's that? That's a little bit of alcohol. Hello. Just as a reminder, alcohol, even the dark colored ones or amber colored ones, as long as they're unflavored, these are 0 grams of net carbs per serving, per shot. So that's a score for Dirty Lazy Keto. If you need a mixer for your alcohol, I do recommend the 0 sugar Kool-Aids. the little flavor packets. This is dirty keto after all. So I definitely agree that using sugar-free sweeteners such as something like this, or flavoring your drink with maybe Mio or one of these brands. These both have 0 or 1 gram of net carbs per serving, and I think they're fabulous. So don't be afraid to enjoy a little bit in your food or drink. Speak of salad dressings. Woo, the creamier the better. This one is blue cheese, and you can also use Caesar or ranch. Look at the label. Usually creamy salad dressings have less carbs than the others. I just buy whatever's on sale. I'm not too picky. Next up, ooh, this is probably my favorite ingredient in the whole packet here, cheese. We all love cheese, right? Cheese is easy to overdo. So even though it is 0 grams of net carbs per serving, I do recommend using your cheese to make healthy food taste better. Like for example, if I make a cauliflower mash, I'll use cheese to put on top and then some bacon bits and then make it taste delicious that way. But I don't try to eat cheese in and of itself. It's too easy for me to overdo. Now, speaking of cheese, you can also get it in like a dried format, right? Like moon cheese. And this stuff is so good. Again, 1 gram of net carb per serving. It's like Merry Christmas to me. Easy to overdo though. So I tried to use this as like croutons on my salad, because you all know I bought that huge pillow of lettuce. This might taste really good on it, along with some blue cheese salad dressing. Next up, sugar-free coffee sweeteners. People are always asking, what do I put in my coffee? You know, we all love our morning coffee. You don't have to do a bulletproof coffee if you don't want to. You can just put in some sugar-free sweetener or some Splenda or something similar. I like Torani because they have so many fun flavors, and I just ordered these off of Amazon. Celery is my secret weight loss weapon. Love, 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 love celery. I just eat it raw. I put lots of salt on it, and it doesn't smell in my car. I know, I mean, that's really important to me. And it stays for a long time. It's cheap, and I eat the whole thing in one day, every day. I know, seriously, I'm a big eater. So I try to eat as much celery as possible. And it's not because I love celery. No, it's not that great. It just fills me up. So that's my objective. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I have a gum addiction. This is not my flavor because I ran out, but any sugar-free gum will do. And there's 0 grams of net carbs per serving. I chew like a whole packet once because I'm so classy. Sorry. Hope that's not too much information. This cracks me up. I actually saw this yesterday at Big Lots, and it says, I'll lean in, keto on it. That made me laugh. I was like, really? Is sugar-free JellO keto just because it says keto? No, all sugar-free JellO is low sugar or low carb. And some of them do vary according to brand. This one here is 0 grams of net carb per serving. I use the whole thing at once, so I'm guessing there might be a little hidden carb in there when I use the whole package. Sometimes with all of these products, it may have 0 or 1 gram of net carb per serving, but that serving size could be pretty small. They're very sneaky. That is the truth with these sugar packets for our waters. You have to be careful because sometimes if you read the ingredients, it'll say that's for a half a packet. I'm like, who uses a half a packet? I don't. I use the whole thing in my water, and I'm sure you do too. So be careful of that. Sometimes a little bit, like for example, half and half or heavy whipped cream. Yes, it is 1 gram of net carb per serving. However, I should turn that. However, once you get over that serving size, the decimal points do round up. And I explain all of that in my book, in Dirty Lazy Keto, Get Started Losing Weight While Breaking All the Rules. In fact, I use this example of the celery and the heavy whipped cream, and I even show the label, because in the United States, we round up with our nutrition labels, and that's quite sneaky because let's face it, those decimals do count. I am dirty lazy keto, so I don't get all stressed out about all these like little decimal points. But in the back of my mind, I am keeping that, you know, just just in case. All right, let's move on to some fun stuff. I love Bang drinks, and I bet some of you watching do too. And these are all sugar-free, and yes, they have a ton of caffeine, and I'm sure they're probably not the best thing, but I don't really care because I love them, and I'm gonna keep having them because this is Dirty Lazy Keto. My favorite flavor is cotton candy. So you'll have to tell me what your favorite flavor is. Coffee, of course, is 0 grams of net carb per serving. So drink up. It does have caffeine though, so you'll have to counter that by increasing the amount of water you drink, because we all know that ketosis can be dehydrating. I like to have herbal tea. Herbal tea has no caffeine, or this is one of my favorite brands. It's called Good Earth Sweet and Spicy. Both of these are caffeine free, and they'll help hydrate you again after you've had maybe too many of these. Because as you know, alcohol is dehydrating. So if you are having cocktails or beer, that in and of itself is dehydrating, but combining that with Dirty Lazy Keto, ketosis is very dehydrating. So keep that in mind if you are having alcohol, because you should. This is not prison. Eggs are very popular, right? We all love our eggs. They have 1 gram of net carb per serving. And I love my sugar-free candy. Again, we're Dirty Keto, so go ahead and enjoy things like this. I get mine at the dollar store. Isn't that cool? These are really fun. Lots of good flavors. Olives are a terrific snack. And you know what's funny about olives is I could eat the whole can, right? Especially if I dip them in like sour cream. That's really good, by the way. But anyway, you have to be careful because the serving size for olives is 3 olives. Who is eating 3 olives? I am not eating 3. I'll eat so many. So be careful when you're counting your carbs there. What about string cheese? For me, string cheese is a lot easier to deal with versus, let's say, moon cheese. I don't really overeat them. I think it's because of the portion control. It's just 1 piece. Also, another yummy favorite is beef jerky. That's simple. My dog was so excited about this episode. She was like sniffing, trying to come in here and eat my beef jerky. But this is also another easy snack. People ask sometimes about soy sauce and condiments. Soy sauce is 1 gram of net carb per serving, which I believe is like a teaspoon or a tablespoon. So enjoy that. Woo! There's so many, right? Who's counting? What am I at now? Almost to 50. Sugar-free syrup. There's a lot of different brands on the market. This one I hadn't opened yet, but it's 0 grams per serving. And it's a fun way to add flavor, not just to pancakes or French toast or those kind of low carb treats that you can still enjoy on Dirty Lazy Keto. But just, you can be creative. Think of like other ways that you could use sugar-free syrup in your normal life. What about canned tuna? Very economical. Good to eat on the go, especially if you're driving long distances. Travels well. You can keep it in your car, which I like. Also canned chicken, super cheap. And you could bring mayonnaise with you to mix and enjoy on the road. If I was driving, I'd probably get those little tiny packets, those self-serve packets, and then you could whip up a healthy snack while you're traveling. And I always eat them with this, like a little dip instead of bread. So much easier. Ooh, I love my hot food. So rest assured, sriracha sauce, another hot sauce, is 0 or 1 gram of net carb per serving. Thank goodness, right? We need our spices. What about pickles? Don't forget the pickle water. Pickle water is a great substitute for the keto flu symptoms. You can drink the pickle water and eat the pickles, and all that salt will help you get rebalanced with your electrolytes. Fun little tip. And it's free. Free after you finish your pickles. We all love our butter. 0 grams of net carb per serving. Here's a fun, healthy one that I found in my cabinet. Acai powder. And nuts, of course. Sometimes hard to stop. At least at my house, I'll eat them all. So I have to be careful. But these are pecans, which are super low, only 1 gram of net carb per 1 ounce. And something I love to cook with, Parmesan cheese. Always get the good stuff. The cheaper versions tend to have a lot of filler. Ugh. Ooh, here's a favorite, Choc Zero chocolate chips. I could eat those all day. And of course, sugar-free candy, like little chocolates like Brussels Stover. Be very careful. You don't want to eat too many of these. You'll end up in a serious bathroom situation. But they are 0 or 1 gram of net carb per serving. All right, we're on my final 3. Coconut milk, 5 servings per can, only 1 gram of net carb, fun to cook with and add to coffee. And another flavor for your water. Mio's a great brand. Travels well. Bouillon, yum yum. Some say that a cup of bouillon in hot water actually will curb a sweet tooth. And then last but not least, my all-time favorite, Diet Coke, right? We cannot be without our Diet Coke. And that, my friends, is 50 low-carb foods that are all 1 or 0 grams of net carbs with Dirty Lazy Keto.